It's the old fella back if you're new here, old Mr. B, whatever you want to call me. Yeah. Let's chat with SJ Nix from MAID News Network. Interesting conversation. We talked about all sorts, and as usual, information will all be down below, links and things like that. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. Let's just get on with it. Hello, it's the old fella back. And with me today, I have
SJ Nix from MAID News Network and Bandmade Fans Cafe on Facebook.
yeah, Bandmade Cafe. Yeah, that's it. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. I mean, I did actually put a thing up to do with MAID cafes because everybody got the wrong idea about them, and they thanked me for that. And so, yeah, I mean, you're totally sort of majority of the time it's Bandmade, isn't it, with your channel?
Yeah, so it started out as purely a Bandmade channel, something to do just focused on the girls, something fun, and to maybe cover a corner of the fandom that people hadn't done before, where they were talking to actual fans as opposed to trying to get band interviews or reaction channel, something like that. So it was very Bandmade centric at the beginning, and then slowly over time, because there's only so much content, we started branching out a little bit.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, that's what started my channel was Bandmade because Thrill, was it Thrill? I forget. I mean, there was a lot of comments. Oh, they're not playing. They're not playing it. They're not playing it. So I found a live version, and that was my first reaction. The live version of them, and I went, there you go. They're playing their instruments. That's what set it off. And of course, from there, it just took off. I mean, they're absolutely brilliant. They really, really are. I mean, it's like allowing the live concert they just did in Yokohama. That one, they were allowed to film for one song.
Yes.
Now, where does that ever happen? Oh, well, it doesn't happen over here. I mean, I've had my camera took off me twice at different venues.
In the UK?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, in the USA, all you do is, if you're not in the front few rows, all you do is stare at other people's camera or phones. It's ridiculous. It's way out of control here.
Oh, right. Because I was arguing with them. I said, oh, yeah, they've all got the phones out. And they just go, yeah, it's not a professional camera. It's got a fixed lens. I don't care if it's got a 50 times zoom on it. But I mean, so I used to hide in the balcony.
Mhm.
But yeah, and oh yeah, it's really like. But I mean, I should imagine Bandmaid's got something to do with that because of how they are with their fans. Please allow them to film us for at least one.
Mhm.
I
I would
bet
imagine so. Yeah.
yeah, because I've never known a band like it, how they are towards the fans. Never.
No. Mm-mm.
There were one case I saw where they were just about to start the next number, and Psyche stopped them. She says, "No, no, no," because and she's asking if this person was all right in the audience. And she
Okay.
was checking to make sure it was all right. And then the biggest surprise for me was that time Miku walked in into the crowd and how respectful everybody was. They just partied and all.
Oh, I know what you're talking. That was a while ago, but I do know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a real interesting fandom. I mean, I'm 52. I got into, like, my beginning in music was AC/DC's For Those About to Rock. In like 83, a friend of mine played it for me. And I'm like, after then it was just, okay, I'm a rock guy for sure. And then that branched off into metal. And you're right. It's just a what did I say? 83. What's that? 40 years of listening to hard rock and metal. There's nothing like these girls. It's crazy.
yeah. Well, I did say that right when originally I was into T-Rex back in the 70s, early 70s. I mean, that's how old I am, 70. So, um, and I said it's like starting all over again. When Bandmate came out,
100%.
it's like starting all over again. And I know, I'm supposed to sit here being old, living in the past. I'm sorry, but most people my age, I can't even talk to them because all they're talking about is what's gone.
Right.
Yeah. and I'm interested in what's happening now, the new stuff, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and they're absolutely fabulous. Only my only gripe with them is, come on, please come over to the UK.
I feel so bad for you guys. You guys are way overdue. I hope they, even if it's just a 4 or 5 city trip, maybe London and then somewhere in Scandinavia, maybe France, Germany, something.
Why?
Give you guys somewhere to get to.
I know, but it's always blooming London. Don't go to London. Move into the middle so people from all over can get to see you, because London is so expensive.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. Book I told you before we started, I talked about a UK trip I'm planning. Yes, it is.
Right. Well, I'll give you an example. I saw the warning. I got invited to their private
Oh, excellent.
do, right? So I went to that. We stopped in the hotel. Somebody picked me, took me down there. And I said, oh, look, it's £7 an hour to park your car. He goes, oh, no, it's all right. It's the hotel because you're stopping at the hotel. Oh, no, it wasn't. £39, which is what, $45, I suppose, something like that.
Right about that. That honestly, that doesn't surprise me because I'm used to the nonsense that goes on here. Like SoFi Stadium is real close to, it's right next to the town that I work in. And for those that don't know, I'm a police officer, have been for a long time. And we work with our neighboring city where SoFi Stadium is. It can be as much as 120 US to park, just to park. Uh,
And
so, the $40, I'm like, that doesn't shock me,
well,
but it is
it
expensive.
did me when I was there for 4 hours. It cost me £14. And I think that was ridiculous. This isn't London. This is Nottingham.
Right.
Oh, sorry, as an American would say, Nottingham. Um, but yeah. It's just crazy, the prices, and it's all about money. And it's the same with the merch. Some places have a cut of the merch that the bands sell,
Yes.
which I think that's wrong.
Mhm.
They'll have to pay for the venue. I can't. I'm not going to swear. Um, I won't swear on my channel, but I will on my own. I do.
Yeah.
but but it's awful. It's awful. And it's like ripping bands off. And when it comes to like a CD, the band make the least part of the money out of it, and they're the ones with the talent.
Mhm.
And it's all these untalented people that are just ripping them off all the time. It's awful. It's awful.
No, it really is. It's been like that since basically the dawn of music, but lately it seems like it's been worse. And there's been, and I think with Japanese bands in particular, I've heard a lot of rumors that musicians are actually salaried or can be salaried, where it doesn't matter how well their stuff does, it doesn't matter how much merch they move, that they just get their salaried paycheck, and that is just how it is. I hope that isn't like that for them. I've never had confirmation, but I know there are bands
Ah,
that are like that.
right. Miyako, right. I do believe she's salary paid,
Mm.
because when she brought that new guitar, it's just some of the things that came up when she was talking about it. And I'm thinking, well, if she said it because that's a lot of money, that guitar. Gibson, you tight so and says, why don't you give her one? Yeah, just, you dish them out to all these old cronies that's been around for years and not, give, support the young bands.
Right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see with Misa having her custom black smoker coming out. Supposedly, they say in the spring. If you look on certain websites, they're talking March, but whenever it gets here, it gets here. Be
Yeah.
interesting to see how well that does. And I don't know how much more evidence you need that these girls are not only the real deal, but can really, really sell merch and tickets and music. I think what you're saying is we want them to get the recognition that they've
Yeah.
earned, and that
Yeah.
means both
Yeah.
in monetary ways and in just general recognition.
Yeah. 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 Because I mean, they're worth it because you see the problem is you see with them going to London, then it's going to cost me a lot just to go and see them. And I know like if it was somewhere where I live near, I know the price of the tickets aren't extortionate for a start off. You know, for their live streams and things, they're not extortionate. And that's what it, you know, they seem to be dead genuine like that, keeping the prices sensible. But unfortunately, please don't go to London. Don't go to London. Nor Birmingham.
Something close to you, I get you. So it's just easy to get to.
Well, Birmingham's nearer to me, but it's a nightmare to get round, and it's well, the start, you know, if hacking the prices up and stuff when there's certain things on. You know what I mean? It's what hotels do.
In
Yeah.
Birmingham's it's heavy industrial area, right?
Well, it was. It's not
Oh,
now.
gotcha.
No, it's all changed here. What how it used to be now. It's not the same. People don't take pride in what they do anymore. It's like, oh, whereas they used to repair things, now they've been it get a new one.
Right.
You know,
Gotcha.
it's all changed. You
Same
know,
over here.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime. Flipping heck.
Do
But
you? Oh, go ahead.
but
Go ahead.
but not all for the better some of the time. But I'm all for the new stuff. I mean, I've been learning about AI and stuff like that. You have to, don't you?
Well, it's everywhere. Every time, everything we do, there's some of that involved. That's you Google something, and then within 5 minutes, you're getting ads for that or some competitor for that thing. So all of that is just we're being watched
I
very,
know,
very closely.
I know. And YouTube don't like me because I've got an ad blocker. Um, yeah,
You had mentioned before about the cost of stuff and having been like God. My first bandmate show was J-Pop Summit in San Francisco back in 2017. This is the first band I've ever even considered traveling for, and I've done it a bunch of times now. But I remember earlier on, like a VIP ticket was like $25 for a GA, and it was like 60 for VIP. And I have no problem with it going up in price and going up in price. But this last time around 2022, uh, and then again here in 2023, uh, Live Nation added an ultimate VIP level, which is it's a little more stuff, and it's the very first group to get in. But it went to like the Anaheim show was 2.25, and I'm happy to pay it. I'm happy to pay it, especially if the money's going to the band. I just don't know that,
hmm.
but I also worry that they're Live Nation and maybe by extension Pony Canyon is milking the cow probably harder than they really should be. Just an opinion.
Yes, yes, yeah. I think it was Live Nation when I went to see Slipknot, and I complained.
Mm.
Well, my supposed to be my special seat. Can't see anything. Well, I made it look worse when I took a picture of it. So they sent me two like 5-day tickets for the Download Festival.
Oh, wow. Good for
But
you, man. That was a good complaint then.
yeah, but I didn't go because I'd already been once. Once was enough. It's that much mud. It's like,
Mm.
yeah, it's like this deep of mud. I thought never again. So obviously I sold them. But yeah, oh yeah, we get things like that happening at the concerts. But I mean, some of the prices now are absolutely through the roof.
Mm.
I think when I did a meet and greet with Steel Panther. I had to do that. Uh, they're great. They're
Mm.
absolute honest. The great guys they are. But it wasn't that expensive, and they talk to you. I did a meet and greet. That's good. My friend, she wanted to do a meet and greet with Papa Roach. Oh, I'm so so. I'm so so. Have you pitched up? That's it. Sod off. Done. And I thought, you miserable. Of course, when Steel Panther are just totally different. They're just great. And I,
Right.
and I loved it when they went on America's Got Talent. Just to
I
see
saw that. That
just
was
to
funny.
see Simon Cowell's face, thinking you haven't got a clue who they are, have you?
That's funny. The most I ever paid for any concert tickets was it was 2 tickets, and it was like after, well, service charges are another thing, but it was 2 tickets. It was 1,850 US, but it was front row for the Scorpions with a VIP meet and greet. You get to take a picture with the band, and you've got a little, a little green room beforehand with you get drink tickets and there's food and all that stuff in there. I took my adult son because he likes the Scorpions, and I don't know if you watch the Scorpions, especially now. Klaus, through several songs, he walks around with a cowbell and whacks it with sticks and throws sticks to the crowd. We're able to get 2 sticks, one for him, one for me. So I look at $1,800, almost 1,900, as a lifetime memory for my son. So it was completely worth it. But at
Yeah.
$900 a ticket, that's the most I ever spent. And that one, I'm like, I had to ask the wife first. I'm like, are you okay with this? And she was like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No. Do you know, I'm going to make you laugh now. You know, the cheapest I've ever paid for a ticket? Back when I saw T-Rex, right? There were £2.50, which is probably like just over $3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I thought, well, that's sensible. And he was trying to keep the prices down. I mean, what is it now? It's like 20, £30 or whatever, So pity I didn't keep the ticket. Otherwise, I could have got more.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I
But
think the cheapest I ever paid for a ticket was probably $15. Well, maybe 15 US for like Dio or Rat back in the 80s.
yeah, have you seen AC/DC live?
This is the stupidest thing. The first band that got me into rock and roll, I have never seen them live, and I couldn't even tell you why. It just never happened.
I saw them live when Bon Scott was singing.
Oh, good for you.
And I tell you what, when I come out of that place, normally you come out, it's quite loud, and the cars have all gone quiet. You couldn't hear a car. But absolutely brilliant night. I don't know if you know Thin Lizzy. I've seen them as well. I've seen actually loads of bands, Limp Bizkit, people like obviously Slipknot. I've been all over. I went to France to a festival just to go and see a load of bands and stuff, and I thought, flipping heck. But that even go out. This will make you laugh. Even going to France, see all these bands, it wasn't that expensive. It wasn't that expensive, I think, because it was a coach trip, 18 hours on a coach. Yeah, I know. And I think, including the hotel, it was only a couple of hundred pounds at the time. And to me, that was great.
Yeah, I'm in Southern California, so LA is a very sprawling city. If you say you're from LA, it can mean a lot. But I'm an 80s kid, so I would jump on the local bus, and for 50 cents, I could take the bus from where I lived up into Hollywood. It was about an hour, and we would see bands, or we'd hang out, or it was, yeah, I was a little too young to be a Sunset Strip kid, but we used to go up there and hang out in Hollywood. And there's always bands that you can go see somewhere, or festivals and stuff.
Now you're sending me back to the past. We used to have the TV series 77 Sunset Strip.
I remember.
Book him,
okay.
Dano, Murder One. Because back then, if you like, we had loads of westerns. It's all American TV. The Lone Ranger and stuff like that. And
Gunsmoke, Rawhide,
yeah,
Have Gun Will Travel, all that
Rowdy
stuff.
Yates, Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Then it all changed, didn't it? It's all gone to silly programs now. Celebrity this, celebrity that, and well, yeah. The Masked Singer. Do you ever watch that?
I've seen it a few times, but I don't like this highly produced, highly polished stuff reality TV in general is just kind of trash to me. I don't watch TV really anymore.
No, well, I don't even own a TV. But I watched the UK version, but I think the American is just over the top. It's completely gone over the top. I don't, to me. So you know, it's one of them. I mean, I tend to watch The Voice all around the world.
Oh, I'll watch YouTube clips from it, but I don't watch the actual show in its in the long format.
Yeah, but I don't watch the battles. I just watch the first bit. You know,
Hmm.
that's all. That's the only bit I like about them. But it's interesting. The German one's about the best. They have a right laugh. They got Rowan Keaton on that this time.
I don't know who that is.
Uh, was he in Boyzone or something? One of the boy bands. Mine, I don't think they took off in America anyway. They were big over here,
Gotcha.
but yeah. So, but yeah. Of course, he can't speak German, although he seems to be learning it. But they all seem to understand him. But and every time they always swear in English. Don't know why. But yeah, no, this has got. I mean, of course, you see with Bandmade. I mean, what is it? It's 10 years now, isn't it? They've been going, and they got to that point where they were going to split up, and then Facebook took off, wasn't it? Yeah, exploded.
Yeah, someone posted the thrill video in like a Japanese culture page or something that would, or Japanese. I don't even think it's Japanese. It's just like a Japanese culture page or something, and it just went nuts. And that time, just about the time it was going nuts, or a little before, is when I stumbled across it because I had already been. A buddy of mine had showed me. Have you heard of Dazzle Vision?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Japanese band, female lead singer, and she does clean and screams. Like
Right.
going back to like the 20, I think they started like 2011, 2012. And I found them like in 2013 through a friend. So at that point, I had engaged the YouTube algorithm. So it would push bands to me. I'm listening to Dazzle Vision, Exist Trace, Aldius, Destros, all of that stuff. And Bandmate popped up one day, and I'm like, that's okay. I wasn't thrilled by it, but and then because I'm watching Miku hold her guitar, I'm like, she's not playing that thing, and I didn't give it another thought. I'm like, I'm not interested in people who aren't playing their instruments. Um, but fast forward 4, 5, 6 months, and now Real Existence is out, and now nonfiction days was the one where I'm like, okay, I'm in, let's go. And ever since then, I've been anything that comes out, anything remotely related to Bandmade, I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with me, because I react to so many now, and I get so
Mm-hmm.
many requests and things. It's like I like did a baby metal one. Oh, nice to see you back. Oh, they just don't realize. They just don't realize. The next 5 days is already up and scheduled to go.
Right.
It's the only way I can do things because, like today, I said I was working on. Well, I won't say it while we're recording. Um, Working on something, and of course it's a nightmare. Get this done. I've got to get that done and get that done. And because I do believe in having a bit of fun. That's the thing. It's having fun. It's not taking things too seriously. I mean, and then I get links. Oh, this, and I go. I've already reacted to that one, but it'll be up tomorrow. You know, it's sort of it's in the queue.
Right.
But yeah, I even get bands emailing me now. Can you react to our band?
Cool. Hey, that's awesome.
I know. Well, I did, and I've still got one of theirs. I've got to react to, and there's another one that brought it, but it's getting around there from Norway. And it's like, oh, flipping heck, you know, there's this, and I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be retired. I've put more hours into this than I ever did at work.
Yeah. For those who don't do YouTube, and granted, we are not even a busy channel. We do four-ish videos a month.
Right. I do two a
This
day.
this shit is a job, man.
Well, see that, right. It's just over 2.5 years I've been doing it, and I've got over 3,700 reactions up.
Oh, hold on. What's the math on that? I need my calculator
It's
here.
over 1,000 a year.
So that's okay. About three, a little under three a day. Good Lord,
I do
man.
two a day, two a day.
Okay.
But then other things can happen, like if it's number filler, right? If they put it up, I'll react to it there and then, if you like, and put it up because
Right.
I've been following them right from the start, and I've always done this, and I'm not going to change. And knowing that obviously two of them watch my channel anyway, so
Hmm.
and the lovely people, and see that's another great band. There's so many out there now that that's like, and someone's like, people always trying to say, well, which is your favorite? All of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually stopped listening to new, and this will piss some people off. I stopped listening to new bands because I cannot keep up. Like I haven't given everybody's going batshit crazy for Hanabiye. I haven't really given them a chance, to be honest. I think I've
Right.
listened to one song and like, oh, that's okay. And I'm just I can't because one bandmate is so encompassing and I don't need another thing to spend money on.
Right. I know, but with them, they're another band. I watched them from when they were doing stuff in the room, where the wherever it was, and of course then there's Rolling Quartz. I followed them from like when they were started,
Yeah.
and it's like, but I don't care. I'm gonna keep looking, and I keep looking for new bands. Right. That's what I'll do. So if anyone goes, oh, you're a bit late with this, well, they can have the one finger because they don't know what how busy, how busy it is. But yeah, I do, I do like looking for new bands, and I found so many, and so many people send me, oh yeah, pop music fan calls himself,
Mhm.
sends me a whole list on Twitter of links. It's like, oh flipping heck, I can't. Some of them, if I'm not sure about them, I won't do them. Because I mean, I am honest. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I will say what I think, and I'm thinking, well, it's no point in upsetting people, and I will explain why I don't like something, why it's not for me, and all the rest of it. But yeah, I have to. I mean, in reality, when I'm not on my channel, I'm brutally honest.
Right.
I don't mince words. I'm straight to the point. I won't go around the houses to say something, and I come across very abrupt sometimes. But that's me. I've always been like that. Say what you've got to say, and
Mhm.
that's it. Don't don't mess about. It's the same. It's the same as something like my neighbour thinks he's a singer songwriter. Yeah, well,
Not
he's
so much.
he's had the truth off of me. Calls himself a musician. Flipping heck. Hope he watches
Yeah.
this, actually.
Oh man. God, the only band that I've actually there's only been one band that since I've got my core group of bands that has grabbed me by the throat and said, "No, you're going to listen to us. And you're going to pay attention," and that's Sega. But
Ah, yes.
uh, uh, Reagan is like, "No, no, you're going to listen to me and you're going to pay attention."
Yep.
But other than that, I've just been like, "No, I can't take on any more." Uh,
They are another good band, but it's for me, there's so many now. And it's like trying to keep up. I mean, I like Walking After You as well. Another one from Korea.
oh, I've never even heard of them.
No, no, they are good. They are good. I was going to do an interview with them, but they said they can't speak English. So I don't really believe them, but there you go.
Well, Peter speaks Korean
Um, I also ask, the drummer Cannon. Oh well,
from.
mate, she's from Japan,
Okay.
and she's 19, right? And I thought I'll ask her for an interview. I'll ask her. Well, 12 months ago when I asked her for an interview. Anyway, so this time I ask again. Now this time a dad came back and said, "Look, she's sort of really shy, blah blah blah." So I says, "No, not a problem, mate. I totally understand. At least they got back to me and told me. That's the only thing I ever ask. I'm not bothered. Yeah, if someone goes get lost, yo, so and so. That's fine.
Right.
It's fine." But some don't even reply, and I think that's a lot of it is to do with that. And and that. So, but I don't mind. I haven't got a problem because she does chat to me on, in the comment section. She even told me when I got the
Hmm.
name wrong because of the translation.
Oh,
Not
okay.
my fault. It's what Google said. But so so that's fine. I can totally live that, and I think in a couple of days, the one she's just done, another maximum the hormone cover.
Mm.
Does she make it look easy or what? Flipping heck! And I said to her, "You make that look easy." She says, "It is." I thought maybe to you.
Well, that's another thing about just these Japanese bands. Like if a lot of the bands when we were growing up, there's one person who does the lion's of the work. They're the talented one. They carry the others on their backs. The others get by, and there's one, maybe two, who are really, really talented. These Japanese bands, every single one of the members in the bands can throw down. And after coming out of like the 90s and the 2000s, where it was the pop punk or the early metalcore, that there's some skill, but nothing overwhelming. And then all of a sudden, we've got these musicians who are talent wise like a throwback to the 70s and the 80s where you've got all of these music. I'm going to back off the 80s a little bit, but there were certainly talented guys in the 80s, but everybody in the band is really talented, and it seems to be very little ego,
Yeah,
and they
true.
they work together, and everybody gets their moment to shine, and the others lift up one person at a time, and then it's very reciprocal, and we get this renaissance, I guess, in rock
Yeah.
music. It's amazing.
I don't know if you've noticed though, but when I was watching the a Japanese band, let's say, in this video, whereas in this country, to be majority of the camera would be on the singer all the time. Oh no, it's on all the members.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the members. They're all treat as equals, and it's brilliant to see. I mean, and bandmate, of course, look how well they get on. You know,
It's it's lightning in a bottle. It's one of those rare times when, and it's all the original members. There was nobody who swapped in early on. There's no, it, when I think about bands who have had long, long storied careers, uh, Metallica comes to mind. They've
mm,
had multiple lineup changes, but they're still going strong. I think even, I'm not a huge Rush fan, but I think even Rush had somebody who was a different member early on, and then they settled into Geddy, Alex, and Neil. But it's rare for a band to, from the, I mean, literally the basement floor, have your group and then just stay together and go. I think it's more often in Japan, but it's really special, and it's really, really unique. And that's another thing
yeah,
that's just so endearing about it.
yeah, yeah. I'm just amazed on all how they are. To me, like I say, this is like learning music, bands and stuff all over again because of how they are. They, they're just. There doesn't seem to be loads of drink involved as well, or whatever else. They all seem to be perfectly normal.
Yeah, it's just they, I mean, well, in the case of bandmate, obviously they do. Misa, that's her thing with her drinking. Apparently
Yeah.
Miku is actually the booze hound of the band, but Misa is the one that plays it up, but it never affects them. Like I just did an interview with Colin, who is the VIP rep for the last tour here, and he had said, he goes, these are the nicest people I've ever met. And when they're backstage, they're just hanging out in hoodies and in sweats, and they're looking at their phone and just minding their own business.
Hmm.
Just very professional, no nonsense. And then they get on stage and they're 20-foot tall giants. Just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. You're on about like drinking, like, okay, Misa has a sip. Right. Brian Johnson was the other guitarist in Lizzie. They'd come on, there's a whole bottle of scotch, right? And by the end of the gig, there was that much left in the bottle, right? And that they were supposed to be touring America, and he couldn't turn up because of been drinking, got in a fight, and damaged his hand, hadn't he? That was the night before. You know, that's the sort of thing. Whereas now, unfortunately, Phil Lynott, the singer, drugs killed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think this is why these are another reason these, you know, to keep themselves going. I mean, and what cracks me up as well with the Japanese, they never look their age. They always look
Yeah.
so young.
Look at the hands. The hands never lie. The face lies, but the hands never lie.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My face and my hands are gone.
You're not Japanese.
No, 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 no. I mean, it's what happens though when you get old. I mean, I'm just so glad I'm still around to see all this. You know, um, I didn't think like at 70 years old I'd be reliving music all over again. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And this is what I like about it. I mean, it's like what you say, you're majority bandmate, but what a great band to follow and find out information about them and everything else. It's great, you know.
Never in my, I mean, I'm blessed to have enough disposable income to be able to do the stuff that I do and go to the shows and do some light travel, nothing crazy. I've never in my life um, had such a deep connection to a band to where I'm making fan made merch and freely giving it out and uh, doing crowdfunding for gifts to give to the band. It's just so weird. Nothing has ever touched me that deeply, and it still feels like I'm not doing enough. I'm not. This is a. I do this stuff that I do. It's like a thank you to the fans and the band, mostly the band, and it just feels like I should be thanking them more for the amount of joy that I get from
Yeah, and I've seen people throw things on the stage on like in the UK, it's usually uh, booze or plastic cups or anything.
it.
But there you get the soft toy being thrown on us, things like that, and it's just so nice to see. And then you see all with all the scarves and stuff and things come out. It I've never known anything like it. I've never known anything like it. But boy, they really appreciate it. They know that it's the fans that's made them. And that's the difference. It's not gone to the heads. And I think that's all because of the Facebook thing and realizing, look, we've got fans. Look how good they are. Da 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 da. And that they're all for the fans. And I mean, it's like Miku when she's talking, when she stops and the trouble she goes to. But they are funny as well. They're a great act as
Mm-hmm.
when they're not playing as well. And they've all got the little bits now. They're changing it over, and they're all getting involved, and it's brilliant. I've never known a band like that. They'll they'll talk to the audience like the way they do. I mean, not even Alice Cooper does his bit. He's good, but I mean, yeah, he doesn't really talk to the audience.
Right. It's and they write their songs with the audience in mind because there's so many songs that have chants or claps or cheers, and it is you feel like you are not only part of the show but in a small way part of the band because you are helping them put on a great show.
Yeah,
And
look at that size of that arena that they was in.
yeah,
But I thought, no, we're off for a walk. We're going
yeah.
to go around. And Misa went all the way round because she was late getting back.
Yeah, she was dragging her feet a little bit for that
Yeah,
trip, that little trip.
but the thing is, that was so nice of them to do that, and they did it at the moment you could film it.
Mhm.
And I thought, who else would do that? You know,
And everybody left them alone. Your point your point earlier is exactly
Yeah,
correct. No one rushes them. Everybody's like, back up, give them room. And that's, I think, another big part of it for us. A lot of, I don't know if you've gotten it, but you get some of these people who don't understand, that think there's some perverted quality to the reason that we like, oh, they're just pretty girls. You like the way they're dressed. No, that's not it. For me, it's more like an uncle who's really proud of his nieces and we're protective in that way.
yeah. I said that in one of my interviews. I think it was with um, Iris Monday, because it was like did an interview with him like over 2 years. I says anyway, I says you're more like my granddaughters, because we get on with them that well, and that. But yeah, I don't. You see, everybody, I know what I don't care what people think. It's the music.
Yep.
I'm not interested in our young ladies in that way or anything. It's the music and the talent they've got. That's what gets me. You know, if they want to call me a dirty old man, whatever they can do, but it's the music. It's all about with me. And I mean, of course, I mean, it's not as though band made skimpily dressed or anything like that, is it? So, and a lot of them, and what I like about a lot of the bands, it's the way they turn out. They're all smart, on about some of the male bands over here, jeans and flipping scruffy t-shirts. They're not. They turned out really, really nice, and they put on a performance. It's like Razor Sulling, people, bands like that. Roselia. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, look at them. Look at how they are, and I'm thinking, yeah. And look at the venues, thinking, oh, I haven't got anything like that over here. Closing
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
closing
They
them
do.
all down.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But I mean, that Aldi is just another one of my favorite bands. I mean, they've dialed it back a little bit, but for them, it was ball gowns.
Yeah.
Okay. But they come out and then they're amazing musicians and they just absolutely shred. Uh, it really is. It's the talent and the quality of the music. A lot of the Japanese stuff now is very, very similar to the 80s Sunset Strip stuff. So it resonates really deeply with me.
Mm.
Makes me feel like I'm a teenager again. It's kind of cliche and a little bit
Well,
corny, but it's true.
don't say that, because see what the brain thinks and what the body tells me. The brain and the body's going sod off. You know what I mean?
So there's this. I've said this a few times in different interviews. There's a mathematical formula. It's for me. It's 52, 18, 80, and the first number is a variable. It's whatever your age is. So for me, I'm 52 before the concert starts. I'm 18 during it, and God help me, I'm 80 by the end because I've gone absolutely nuts for 2 hours, and now I just want
Well,
to go to bed.
well, if you're 80 when you come out, I'm 120. Um,
But it was
yeah,
worth it.
I know. Could be Rob Kicks was saying something to me about when I saw them, because I was chatting to them as well.
Mm.
Well, the first time I saw them, I was chatting to them about not. I said, look, you forget how old I am. I says, you don't want me to take me out in a coffin, do you? But I mean, they're a great live band, and they've really took off now. They've been touring all over. They've been in Japan, Europe, and all over, which I'm really pleased about. Although the band's gone. Do you want the joke with that? Every time I ask them to do an interview, when I asked them to do an interview the first time, and they were going to do a tour, the bass player left because other half says, I don't want you touring. Well, tell them to get lost. You know, jealous or what? But anyway, so I interviewed them when they got the new bass player, and I said to them about doing another interview. And then that bass player left. I thought, I'm a kiss of death here. Anyway, so when I met them, I said, do you want to do another interview? They said, oh, yeah, we will, but send us a list, right? Now they've got a new drummer and a new bass player.
You said rum kicks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking. I just pulled it up right now. They're like late 70s, early 80s, like punk, like the Sex Pistols type punk with the colored hair and the spikes. All right.
And they are good, though. They are good.
Not like the Sex Pistols.
Well, when they came over the first time, right, they were going to play it because they say that this country was the capital of punk rock, whatever. But
Yeah.
I think the Ramones were first. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So Blackpool, they have this huge festival and they go. Anyway, they went there, right, and they took the place by storm. At
Mm.
the end, they're in tears of happiness because they couldn't believe what had happened. They sold all the merch and everything. So anyway, they got invited back this year. So they went this year. So I went down to Brighton again to see them. This time with 18 Fevers. Now, 18 Fevers are also a Korean band. Two of the guys in the band are American. The singer, she known as Christmas, she spent like 2 years in Canada, so their English is really, really good.
Oh, okay.
The new you no, not you. What's I'm terrible with names, but anyway, the other guitarist, she's okay with her English, and I was chatting with them, got to know them as well because I did an interview with them before they came over.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and but yeah, I'll tell you what. For me, if you like, the icing on the cake for doing all my reactions when I get to interview some of these bands, it's great. It's
Oh,
great.
sure.
Got no chance with Bandmate, but
Yeah, obviously that's the ultimate goal of our channel, but there's no delusions about the chances of that happening. Maybe several years ago, but now you never know. Anything could happen, but I'm completely content in talking to the fans, sharing experiences at shows, hearing their personal stories about how they got to where they want to be. It's just, boy, God, the community is, that's another thing I've never seen anything like.
mm,
The fan base is just amazing. I mean,
yeah,
almost to the one. There's always going to be dipshits in any type of fan group, especially as it gets bigger and whatnot. But um, just good people you want to be around.
yeah. And what I like about Bandmate is their live performances,
Mhm.
right? They are just so good live. Someone was saying about when the Dragon Christ, they didn't think it was that good, but when they heard it live, blimeys, yes, they are better. Like,
Mhm.
'cause I mean, obviously, when it gets mixed, it's got nothing to do with them as such, if you like. It gets done the way. But when they're live, oh, that is something else. And they're such a great live band. They really, really are. And that's what I like about them. Live. I like it's like when I'm doing reactions, if I can find a live, with a different band, if I can find something live that's been recorded, not on the phone or whatever,
Right.
but and then see what they're like live. And there's some great live bands out there. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it is a joke. My sister, she said to me, I started doing this. She said, "Well, what are you going to do when you run out of bands?" I
Hmm.
says to her, she's realised now that there's thousands, and I'll be dead before I run out.
That's the other thing. It's like one of the other guys that I'm relatively close with in the fandom is like it's Japan and Tokyo. Tokyo really is a bigger version of the 80s Sunset Strip. You It's 7 nights a week all over the city. There is a club, even if it's just 10 people in it, there's a rock band giving 110% to try to make it in the industry. There is the amount of actual talent is just ridiculous. You can't, I know guys that build entire trips to Japan just around going to concerts. They'll see their favorite bands a few nights and then they fill all the other evenings with club hopping and seeing five bands that nobody's ever heard of and they're just so talented.
Oh, I know someone that's just done that. He went for 6 weeks,
Mm.
seeing all the bands, you know. Uh, and it's great when you can do that. I'm not in a position to do that anyway,
No, me
but
either. I like staying married.
well, I'm single. I'm okay. I'm my own boss. I can do what I
Right.
want. But
Right.
one, it's the financial side of it. But another thing
Sure.
is, um, my feet. I've got big ears as it is and a big nose, and then my feet started swelling up. So I thought I am turning into an elephant. And then my legs did. Anyway, I had to wear these. I went to the hospital, and I had to wear these special socks. Now, flying could be a problem.
Oh yeah.
So that's something I've got to find out. I don't think I can fly as they are at the moment. But yeah, but apart from that, um, it's a 14-hour trip, and I think I'd have to go first class or business class and just sort of lie down, and then they can wheel me off.
Yeah. I mean, hey, just save your money, collect cans, and get that money for that trip. Yeah, it's because you
Yeah, well,
can.
I spend, if you like, most of my money, if you want me, on my setup. I've improved things. I've
Mhm.
got several computers, and I've just built a couple of another to sort of. I was trying it out. It's only this big, the computer. They weren't expensive. It's the latest thing, but I thought, when I'm sort of doing my artwork and stuff, it's having four little fans going a bit fast. I think it'll take off in a minute. Um, so I thought we'll change it, and I've got my other one now set up, which is all designed to do filming of myself, green
Mhm.
screen, and whatever I want to be. I mean, Batman was the latest one. I was Batman. There's three of me, but one of them's Batman, and and I just sort of think, right, I've got to have a bit of fun. 'Cause I get fed up with the same intro, so I'm
Right.
thinking, what do people think? I get fed up with it, so I'm changing it. So things like I'm no musician,
Mhm.
I just mess about playing the guitar and stuff and doing. I mean, that's me.
Yeah.
But having fun, and that's what it's all about. And if you notice, like with bandmates, they have fun. It's not like a chore to them. They're not there when they go on stage. It's not like, we've got to go on stage. It's fun. They enjoy it. They're having fun, and that's another thing. I've seen bands where you can tell they don't really want to be there.
Right.
They're just going through the motions. But these are enjoying it. And I just hope they go on for many more years as well.
Oh, 100%. Nothing but the best. I'm actually glad they're, well, so far, at least what we know what's going to happen in 2024. It looks like they've slowed down a little bit because once they got out of COVID and can tour again, they just were in a dead sprint for geez, almost a year and a half with the 2022 coming over here. And then all of 2023, they were really, really busy. So I'm glad they're gonna maybe take a little bit of break because it the 2022 US tour wore Konami down quite a bit. Uh, did you see the the tour documentary from 2022?
I don't know.
It was so if you bought the Tokyo Garden Theater box set, it's a two disc. There's a show, and then there was another disc that was a documentary of the tour
Right. No,
in the US.
yeah, that's my problem. I don't get time to listen to music on CDs or things. I've got stacks of them that people have sent me and
Mm,
stuff, but because I'm always on here. And then when I'm not on here, I'm trying to do my own stuff. Then everyday sort of stuff. And but yeah, I'll have to check it out. I mean, I probably need to buy some more of their stuff, but that's the trouble. You buy one bit, you buy the next bit, you buy the next bit, and I'm thinking, I thought I was going to try to save through Japan.
I have a spreadsheet to keep track of all my bandmate merch. It's in fact, I'm getting ready to. It's gotten stupid. I'm getting ready to start selling some of this stuff off because I have more than I could ever use, and I'm having storage issues with it. Like I've got almost 70 shirts, and 60 of them are still in the plastic. I just bought it to buy it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
stuff
that can
should be
happen.
worn. It should
Yeah.
be worn. So I'll get it to some. I'll sell all that stuff off. I really don't need it. And I'm trying to. I want to make. I want to buy. I want to buy that Mises base when they release that. So
Oh, expensive.
yeah. Well, I have a. I bought one of the Flappy Pigeons. I have one of those.
All right.
So yeah. So it makes sense to get Mises base. Hopefully,
Uh,
it won't cost me as much as the pigeon did.
well, I've got 13 guitars and I haven't got room for any more.
I have six.
Well,
Like
mine
just sitting
hanging
there.
up on the wall. It's not that bad. You have to hang them up on the wall. But
Mine are in their
yeah.
cases in the closet.
No, I've got them in the cases. I've got me. I mean, my most expensive one is the Les Paul. It's supposed to be £3,000, right?
Hmm?
For some reason, they were selling it at half price, so I didn't mess about. I just got it, and I'm glad I did because the next day they're all gone.
Is
Otherwise, I'd
it
never have brought one that expensive.
standard, custom,
HP.
studio?
Oh, this is the one. It's got every. It's all singing, all dancing. Every every knob has got does a different
Mm,
thing. You know, you can put it.
okay.
You got dip switches inside it to change it, and it's like a bit over the top. That it was going to have the robot tuners on, but then the new CEO took over and they took them off, so it's now got Grover locking tuners on it.
Okay.
But I do own what three Les Pauls. I've got a
Those are, man, those things are tanks. They're so heavy.
yeah, I know, I know.
I've always had lighter guitars. Like my main guitar back when I actually played in a garage band, it was I mean, like I said, a kid of the 80s. So it's this kind of electric blue little Jackson Strat. And that thing, super lightweight. Then you pick up something more substantial. It's like, oh my
Yeah, I got
God.
a Jack, not a Jack. So it's just what's it? I got seven. I got one 7 string. Got a 5 string bass, and Nighthawk, Gibson Nighthawk. That's a lot lighter than a Les Paul.
Okay.
They stopped making that though. The so it says. Then I got the Epiphone equivalent of it, which is now called a Shy Talk. It's got a problem with the neck,
Mm.
so I renamed it. It's the only one I named. Some somebody says to me, "Do you name you name your guitars?" I went, "Well, no, but I have named one, and I'm not going to repeat it on here
Right.
now."
I have a feeling.
But but yeah, and I've got an interesting guitar, which is a Line 6 Variax,
Okay. I actually know what you're talking
which
about.
goes into my Helix via an internet lead. Then it becomes something else.
Mm-hmm.
Acoustic guitar, uh, banjo, all sorts, and it's all worked on the one of the volume knobs. You can detune it and all sorts with it, just without you know.
Cool.
And it's a James Taylor. Is it not James Taylor or somebody Taylor, whatever it is? He was a luthier. Boy, he knows how to make guitars. That's one hell of a guitar. And when I got that, it was one Black Friday. It was before Black Friday. Someone said, "Why are you buying on Black Friday?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Look, you can save £200 on it." I goes, "Well, I brought it before Black Friday. I'll save £300 on it." And I said, "Why? They hacked the price up, didn't they?" I said, "When I got it, I think it was something like getting on for 900. I got it for six, sort of thing." And
Gotcha. Yeah.
and I says to him, "So we got the best deal, Black Friday on me?" He says, "Flipping heck." He said, "Really?" I says, "Yeah." I says, "You don't believe them on Black Friday. They backed the prices up and saying they brought it down that much. A lot of them,
Right.
but yeah. But yeah. So, so interviewing is like interviewing several bands on your channel.
Yeah, so Peter's done all of the bands. So he's done Hades a bunch of times. He's actually developed a really good friendship with Hades.
Yeah.
He's done Whiskey Dust.
Yeah.
He's done She Glapes. Um, going to say there's another. He's actually lined up
Has he done pinkish?
Pinkish Crown. I
Yeah.
think so. Actually, that's I kind of should know this stuff, but I don't.
Well,
I know he has.
I've
We
done
have.
yeah,
But
I've done an interview with Whiskey Dust.
okay,
They're lovely. Of course,
yeah,
Erica had to play the guitar.
yeah. Erica played in ours too.
She, she's awesome. She's awesome. She really is. Um, but they're lovely people. But what I mean, I originally set it up, right? This is how lovely they are. And the turn up and like Erica's there with got a patch over one eye, and they've got their own interpreter, which I won't say was that good. But and I said, well, she says, oh, she's had a family bereavement, so she couldn't tell. I said, well, why don't you just email me? Change it. She says, oh no,
Yeah,
no, I've got. I said, it's not a problem. I said, we'll do that. But she wanted to tell me in person, the problem. I said,
right.
look at you, why not? Anyway, so we rearranged it, and obviously got my own interpreter, and it was a lot better. And honest, they're lovely. They're lovely people. Again, it's another band I've followed from sort of when they started, and they're great. I can't think of the bass player, but she went back to her original band she was in, the bass player there. But yeah,
Not yeah,
but
not
yeah,
sure. He's got he's got another interview coming up. I'm not gonna say exactly who it is, but
no,
that's a
don't.
pretty good. It's a pretty big one for us. He's excited about that one. He's been working that one for 10 months. Well, like you said, some of these getting these things organized sometimes takes a really really long time.
Yeah, because when I did the one with the stereo gang, um, that was like trying to get the interpreter and everybody get it all lined up. So, and that took a while, but it doesn't matter. That's one thing. I've got patience, and it takes time, but we get together. And I've got a few people in line. I've just sent a message to somebody. I'm not going to say who.
Mhm.
Tim, I'll send a lot out, and it depends what comes back. You see, um, sometimes it's nothing, and then sometimes you get a late reply.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I'll see. I'll see how it all goes. But there is certain. I know that there's certain people, and I'm thinking, oh, I should have done that one. I should have done this one. Anyway, better call this a wrap because I've just rabbit on like a silly old so and so. But it's
Well, it's
very nice
always go
to
ahead.
meet
Go
you.
ahead.
It
Go ahead.
really is. You know,
Well, maybe someday you can come over here and we'll do a show together
yeah,
and
yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
come
You
on
know,
out to the West Coast. We'll take care of you.
I mean, I've been Canada a few times. Uh,
Okay. Well,
I've got relations there, so that's a bit different, isn't it? Don't have to worry about hotels.
do you collect any type of do you collect merch? Because well, I mean, do you have anything that's bandmade related that was like fan made?
Well, I've got the ones that did myself.
Okay.
You know, yeah, the Maniac ones, which I did,
Gotcha. Okay.
and stuff like that. But it's. Uh, I mean, the thing about t-shirts is I've got loads. Honest, I've got, you know, oh, I've got too many, really. I
Yeah.
mean, like the other day, I went put the washing machine on. I didn't realize there's 10 t-shirts had already gone in it. And it's like, oh, but yeah, but Anyway,
did you
yeah,
did you get to
sorry,
see the did you see the deck of cards that I had made for the 2022 tour?
no.
Okay. I'll uh I'll send you one.
You,
This was a fan driven project, so I reached out to um, I asked the community for fan art, and I asked the community for photos that they took at shows, and I made a 54 card deck of cards. Everyone is a different picture or fan art.
right, because you may have seen some of the art I have behind me from Gary
Mm-hmm.
Holloway.
Mm-hmm. I know
And
Gary.
he did the 5 cards, the 5 Queen of Hearts with them on
Oh,
as
okay.
art, as art.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is amazing. He really is. And
So yeah, some of Gary's stuff is in my deck. So I'll send you a link to the video where I go through all the cards. And if you want a deck, I'll send you one.
right, okay, thank you. Yeah. Well, I suppose we'll stop recording and we'll have to get Peter on as well.
We can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Do you know, I like to meet all the people on all the channels as well. It's great. Because to me, it's a community. It is a community.
100%.
And that's it. Anyway, I'm going to stop recording. So I'm going to say cheerio or bye-bye. Cheerios. You eat them for breakfast.
All right. See you.
Yeah. Bye. Anyway, there you go. We talked about all sorts, even about, these young ladies and what I'm interested in, like the music, the way people see, they've got these funny ideas. But anyway, great chat with him, talking about all sorts, as you can see, BandMaid and all the rest of it. But anyway, like I say, information is down below. There'll be links to their channel and everything and such like and whatever. So, get out, go over there and go check their channel out. It's absolutely great. They do interviews and things with all sorts of bands and all the rest of it. Actually with them, not like me on Zoom. Anyway, so I would just like to say thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for all your support and comments, everything else. You're absolutely all awesome. Anyway, thank you. And this old fella will be back. Bye for now.